Previously on Coach P.I.C.S Mysteries from the Free Throw Files.
I've canceled today's practice. Last thing we need on the fresh wax is blue.
You finished that? Greene wants to de-gum the bleachers instead of de-bluing my office. My god, I could have sworn you three preferred the purple flavor. Where'd you guys get this stuff? We need to call someone who can get to the bottom of why I would poison my whole team.
Coach P.I.C.S Mysteries from the Free Throw Files. Charm of the Big Blue Part 3. Can you stop talking? Coach P.I.C.S sits where Greaser Randy Oil met his fate. A fresh bulb hangs on a blue string. The light reveals a small, mildewed closet coated with Mountainberry Blast Blue. Out from the corner and into the light is Federal Agent Adrian Lunch. The agent stares through Coach P.I.C.S with intense blue eyes. Lunch's fiery hatred turns the small room into a sauna, and the coach is as vulnerable as a tourist who forgot his towel.
My name is Agent Adrian Lunch. My partner would be here, but he's out dealing with a hand thing at Burger King. Don't ask because I don't care. And you're Charms Fiadelli, loser basketball coach and wannabe private investigator.
Wannabe? First of all, I don't want to be anything but the guy finding the guy who did this. Second of all, what do the female body inspectors want with me? I'm not a privates investigator.
Playing dumb, coach?
Nope, just playing basketball.
Well, I like to play with my food, and my food is in big trouble.
Why? You bring the same expired can of soup to work 3 days in a row? Been there, done that, gave in, got sick.
I'm talking about you. Your name was on that orange cooler. We know you're a sick 50-something who takes pleasure in poisoning both young and old. A criminal who thinks he can solve crime. Not so different from a coach who thinks he can teach.
At least I ain't a blanket. I don't have to cover up as much corruption as you do.
I'm proud of my cover-ups. I'm so good at it, they gave me a plaque.
Agent Lunch holds up a golden plaque. A solid gold handgun is glued to the front. Above the gun reads Agent Adrian Lunch, the golden boy of corruption.
They had this made for me after I covered up a president's assassination. You really think Jimmy Carter died of old age? Think again.
The previous line stated will make sense on June 3rd, 2024.
You would kill an innocent peanut farmer.
You better watch your tone. This plaque is loaded.
With how much you love cover-ups, you'd think they would have transferred you to the CIA by now. Not centrally intelligent enough?
One day they will, Charm. Meanwhile, you'll still be in a dirty locker room.
Oh, the cog moves to another machine.
You should see the machine at work. The other cogs love what they do, just not as much as I do.
You're like a half-broken clock. A whole lot of tick, not enough talk.
A half-broken clock is better than no clock at all. You never know when it's time to give up.
Agent Bradford enters wearing a Hawaiian shirt with a tie.
Sorry I'm late. A keg exploded. It reminded me of that guy who exploded, which reminded me that I have a meeting here.
Burger King serves beer?
I hope not. I don't need any more competition. Hi, I'm Agent Tony Bradford, owner and operator of Broodford's, the #1 brewery in all of Good County.
All right. I'm Coach P.I. Charms Fiadelli, basketball coach and current suspect.
Ah, the new suspect. So nice to meet you. By the way, my lawsuit reached a settlement. I got paid in exactly 3 Whoppers. That's one for each of us.
Bradford, sit down and shut up.
I don't want a Whopper, and I don't want any more whistle measuring. Just get to why the FBI is interested in rec center activities. That's a coach's jurisdiction.
Winners like me take interest in losers like you. You've been on my radar for a while. Couldn't get a date to the Palm Tree Ball? What a freak!
Now I really get who you are, Agent Lunch. A total crud tip, trying to throw a square ball into a circular basket.
I've got balls in all types of baskets. I've even got yours in my pocket right now.
Can you give those back? I've got a doctor's appointment next week.
Coach, let me just say that I'm so glad to finally meet the iconic Coach P.I.C.S. I have no beef with you, but I do have beef for you. These Whoppers aren't cannibals. They're not going to eat themselves.
Save those Whoppers for later, Bradford. I'll put your dog medicine in them.
There's only so many more comments you can make before I report you to the Better Business Bureau. Put the knife away and tell the coach why you think he's guilty.
Fine. You already know all of this, but here you go. 2 days ago, we became aware of a new drug called alley-oop. It's a steroid designed for basketball players. It makes a player dribble, free throw, and pass a ball harder, faster, and stronger. We apprehended a shipment of cut-open basketballs that were loaded with alley-oop. It was a driverless truck trying to pass the border into North Carolina. Its coordinates were straight from the Good County Rec Center.
That's where the ball shipment went? It took me forever to get that order approved by the rec board. I almost paid out of pocket.
If you cared so much about your balls, you wouldn't have been involved with steroids.
You think I'm the Pablo Escobar of local junior athletics?
In my opinion, the Pablo Escobar of Good County painted this room like Pablo Picasso. I think you're small time, nothing consequential nor criminal. You're like the Stuart Little of the drug world. Stuart wouldn't be caught dead around dangerous paraphernalia.
That's enough out of you.
None of those names mean anything to me. I'm a basketball coach. I care more about tall than small.
This might be a name you know? Randy Oil?
Sure, he was a driver's ed teacher at the rec center. Got fired for teaching children how to drive.
He exploded in here, too. But don't worry, I showered and all of the blue came right off.
Oh my god, are my players going to explode? They're only children. They have so much more time to get better at basketball.
Your kids will be fine. This blue is probably unrelated to all of the other blue.
We know Randy was an associate of yours. He dealt your drugs at the rec center.
No, I barely knew the guy. He taught a few of my players how to drive, that's all.
I'm willing to believe that. Randy Oil poisoned the rec center. Personally, I believe that's case closed.
Don't make me kick you out, Bradford. And don't think you're so special, Sfiadelli. There's still suspects. You're associates. The Rec's head janitor, Bud Greene, watches over the poisons, doesn't he? We have his poison logs, and it says your assistant coach was in the poison archives this morning, rooting around for wax.
So what? Janitor Bug was neglecting wax duty. She had to take it upon herself to make the court look nice for the big game.
Your orange cooler contained a cocktail of blue Powerade, alley-oop, and barfathine, an insecticide that kills by draining every fluid from a bug's body. Are we sure the janitor is really named Bug and not some sick reference to the small creatures he takes pleasure in poisoning?
So the kids and oldsters are loaded with basketball-enhancing drugs? Is everyone that drank it going to be okay?
Don't act like you care, and I won't either.
You seem obsessed with me, so you should know one thing. I want a good team. Why would I put a dangerous chemical in a performance-enhancing drug? It makes no sense.
The science nerds in the lab found it makes for a more potent mix. Maybe you were trying to punish your team for their poor performance.
I saw the science nerds on my way in. They can't stop puking.
You and that janitor Bug devised the poison cocktail. Then, your assistant cleaned up the poison archives afterwards. We know that you rolled up to the rec center at the crack of dawn to put the cooler in the band room.
I show up early to dunk baskets and think about stuff. Leave me alone.
Freelancers like you make me sick. You think you can just pretend to do a good job the way I pretend? I walk into this place every day and cover up what's actually happening. You think you can do that from a rinky-dink locker room office? Think again.
I didn't do this, and I don't cover anything up. I can prove it. You gotta give me time to figure this out.
We can't bring you in yet. Not that I want to. We still have some more stuff to do. What's that word?
Investigation?
The word I was thinking of is much shorter. I'll be frank with you, Coach. 50 to 61-year-olds are my brewery's demographic. I'm on your side.
Great. Speaking of investigation, do you guys know anything about a missing librarian?
No! And if I did, why would I tell you?
You told me all that stuff about the driver's ed teacher and the alley-oop.
That's because you already know all of that stuff. You were behind it. Old news for an old freak. You're gonna fry, Charm. This is a heat scenario. I'm Pacino. You're like if they cast Randy Quaid in De Niro's role. Bradford is also here.
No, please stop. Don't make any more comparisons. I want to leave.
Actually, this is a cocktail scenario. I'm Tom Cruise. Stop by Bruford's anytime. You'll need a drink after dealing with this guy.
Let me leave now. I really want to wash all this blue off. I wake up unwashed in a world that despises me. I'm sitting in my car again. It's 8 a.m. I'm here a little later because there's really no point of being here so early. The court, my office, everything. It's as blue as the day it was born. We still need Bug in there to wash away the blue. And this community seems to want to wash me away with the blue. The blue is in, the coach is out. And not like out, as in out and about having fun with friends and family at the shopping mall. I've been benched. But it ain't a bench like in Forrest Gump. I don't inspire millions. I've never even drank Dr. Pepper before. And I've never seen that movie. I just know that Forrest has gotta pee.
I gotta pee.
The blue isn't like my career. You can't just flush it down the toilet. Now, I have to face facts. And they ain't fun facts. Nor are they icebreakers, Zoom meetings, and Slack messages. I'm so lucky I work in a locker room office and not an actual office. I'm just lucky I still have a job at the rec. I don't even want to think about my resume or a cover letter. I'm hanging on to my coaching career at the rec center by a thread. And with the thread comes a needle. And every needle has a pokey end. Youch. Well, gang, that's my thoughts and feelings for now. Next episode, I'll be sharing my Like Mike fan theories. So make sure you've seen it, because I will be spoiling. Let's just hope, I can spoil it. If I'm not in prison. Thanks for listening, guys. I'll see you next time.
Tuesday, 10 a.m. Coach P.I.C.S works on plays in Coach Static's non-blue office. He drinks root beer and watches Coach Static toss paper balls into her own trash can basket above the office door. The coaches sip from cans and occasionally look out the office window. It's a practice day, yet the locker room remains empty and completely blue.
Thanks for the root beer, Coach.
No problem. Sorry it's a high-quality, name-brand beverage and not the cheap rec center stuff that we know and love. Stink Bug forgot to turn the vending machine back on.
You're lucky your favorite drink isn't smeared all over the walls. I can't even look at Mountain Berry Blast Blue Powerade anymore. I had to pay the neighbor's son to pour my blue Powerade stash into the small lake behind my townhouse.
I guess you're about to find out if ducks can handle electrolytes.
I saw a flock swimming laps this morning. They should be thanking me for the boost.
I called the mascot, but he didn't pick up. Hopefully he didn't get stuck in the door again. Tim has got to stop wearing that costume everywhere.
I told Tim to stay home a week ago. Caught him eating my lunch. Made me so mad I told him to stay home. He should have shown up to work by now. I don't care how blue it gets in here. We have to practice choreography.
I'm assuming you also told Mona Deltona to stay home. We could use her here. Someone needs to catalog the various shades of blue.
Mona quit. She was swayed by the lucrative opportunities presented by bicycle law.
Bad timing. She's missing the lucrative opportunity for paid sick leave.
Paid. Oh, good one, Coach. I checked the lockers. Even Forgetful Jimmy remembered to go home. Looks like Bug will have to update his Forgetful Jimmy memory logs.
Maybe this is a good thing? No basketball to distract us from solving this crime.
You and I both know that the phrase no basketball threatens to send me into a depressive spiral.
Sorry, Coach. I haven't forgotten what you said yesterday. Love is the real distraction.
The distraction has changed. The newest distraction is a classic Fed tactic known as reputation assassination.
I was hoping the distraction would be a matinee at the movie theater. I could go for a large popcorn right about now.
Interesting. I've always thought of popcorn as a small food.
We need to put our strategic minds together and beat the FBI at their own game. They think me, you, and Bug are co-conspirators set out to terrorize the wreck. It's insane. I would never conspire with Stink Bug.
This ain't our game. This ain't basketball. I don't see how female body inspecting would make our situation any better.
Coach, you need to stop taking the novelty merchandise at Spencer's so literally. The FBI does all sorts of stuff, like push yellow tape aside at crime scenes and drink coffee.
Yeah, I know what they do. The gym has cable TV after all. Let's focus. We need to make a list of suspects.
Think. Who fits the profile of hating you?
A lot of the basketball parents hate me. That Agent Lunch guy really got on my case. Oh, the Good County Lung Snatcher doesn't like that we took all those lungs.
Now say something positive. Name someone who thinks you're alright.
I think you think I'm alright. I think Jane thinks so too. There's the kids, a few dogs, a horse I met eyes with the other day. There was even this mouse I met once. But that might have been a dream.
Now who loves you?
Stop trying to distract me, Coach.
But I thought the distraction changed to a different distraction.
Distractions sneak up on you to distract you from other distractions. It's the attraction of distractions that keep you from action.
What you just said is interesting because it rhymed.
Yeah, now just don't expect me to rhyme all of the, day.
You lost me. Anyway, I made a few parent calls. You know Buddy Johnson drank the Powerade but didn't vomit? Not once. He had diarrhea instead. I've started calling him Muddy Buddy. I even called him Muddy Buddy on the phone with his parents. They didn't like it, at first. It took some persuading, but now the Johnsons call their own son Muddy Buddy too.
So, is Muddy Buddy some sort of diuretic anomaly? All the other kids made solid scrums?
Maybe. I'll call the parents and see if they've been keeping diarrhea journals.
All of those kids. Poisoned by a cocktail of insecticide and a drug that makes you good at basketball. Ironically, those little tiny players are in the best baller shape of their tiny little lives.
Coach, since the rec center is closed for cleaning, wouldn't today be a perfect day to search for clues?
Good idea. No people means we can look through every nook. Then, because of the lack of security, we can check a few of the crannies. We could even circle back for another look. Nook, cranny, nook, cranny.
Fire up the investigative one wheel, blue boy.
The coaches exit through the locker room double doors. Their search for clues has begun.
This is Rec Board member Mike with a Rec Center update. The Rec Board has taken a keen eye to a series of recordings on the Good County Rec Center CCTV. A certain pair of basketball coach detectives made their way through a series of rooms. The board has devised a list of the rooms in which the intrepid snoopers searched for clues. If you discover something is missing from your room, you will know who to blame. The following is our list. The Rec Center cafeteria, the preschool, the library, the ballroom, the laser tag room, the diorama room, the gift shop, the vet, the rumpus room, the pickleball courts, the church, the chaplain's quarters, the taxpayer chill zone, brought to you by Squirt Soda.
Give your thirst a squirt.
The taxpayer money vault, the really long hallway, the Richard Nixon Clinic for stinky and smelly children.
Hey, you!
The room of debonair delights, the scrumpy, the pork and beefs, the farthing for a friend fund, handball hall, King Gord's tomb, shish kebab square, Skippy's dungeon, the Healy store, the Rec Center gift shop, the Hype House education room for future influencers,
Let's go!
Little Wall Street, the Donkey Time play area, the Reginald Johnson water fountain, Hall of the Broken Incinerator, the Matt Farley music studio, Little Linda's sandwiches and homemade chop, Touchdowns for toddlers, the baby sports room, all 52 public bathrooms, the one dartboard, Crazy Mike's Army Recruitment Hut, the Gamers Got a Game Video Enjoyment Center, Bricky's Flower Borrowing Station, and the upstairs Arby's. You're listening to 67.7, the Good County Report. Turn us on tomorrow for a list of the gum brand's head janitor Bug Greene de-gummed from the basketball court bleachers. That will be Rec Board member Julia. Thanks for listening.
Wow, only halfway through the East Wing, and I already have a leg cramp. Stretch all we like. The investigative one wheel does not play nice with the shins.
And not a single clue to be scooped. What gives? Nobody leaves damning evidence lying around like they used to.
Remember 2 seasons ago, we found a brick of cocaine in the West Wing play zone? We thought it was just any old brick of cocaine.
And that average brick turned out to be one of the cocaine brick killer's murder weapons. That was a big scoop. Then we traced it to Miami Mike. Serial killers would be tougher to catch if they stopped being so specific.
We should do the West Wing next. Something tells me this case needs a brick of cocaine, and that it's lying around here somewhere.
We can do the West Wing tomorrow. My enhanced thighs can only take so much one-wheel movement. I'll need to lotion up tonight for the next trek.
Remember what one-wheel Maestro Wheels Uno said at the one-wheel training seminar? Sore thighs happen when you're too tight. Loosen your legs and avoid being too meat forward. Or You could just put some Grenson's thigh cream on before your next ride.
I always stretch out before a trek, but I forgot to cream up too. It's one of my few character flaws.
Coach Static pulls an aluminum foil wrapped sandwich from her tracksuit waistband.
No clues, but I did find this free lunch. Check out this chicken and turkey I lifted from the beef and pork deli trash can.
Put that down, Coach. We got a whole team of sick kids. Last thing we need is a sick assistant coach. The big game is still happening, and I need you in a state of proper health. No team means I may need you to step up to the paint and sub in for the entire squad.
Wait, you want me, a ripped 30-year-old, to go out on the court and face a full team of 7 to 12-year-olds? By myself? Again?
You won't be alone. If we can get Muddy Buddy off the porcelain, there's a chance we could get him on the court. Think of all the dunking you and a diuretic 8-year-old could accomplish. You could pick that boy up and toss him through the hoop with no problem.
Oh geez, Coach. Last time I had to substitute for the team, my hard dribbling shook so many kids that they wound up in the hospital. Their brittle child bones couldn't sustain my dribble-induced court vibrations.
That was a year ago, Coach. Those kids are older and wiser now. They've seen therapists and processed the trauma. We were down a few guys, and you won us that game. Besides, you got to keep your job due to some small fine print in the rules. Thank Larry Bird for the invention of the magnifying glass.
I guess. I just don't know if we can pull that stunt again. Shouldn't we just cancel?
If only we could settle this on the court. One-on-one. Me and that Agent Lunch scoundrel. I seem to really get on his case. I just met this guy, and now he gets on my case.
You don't need another case, Coach. The missing librarian and the Powerade poisoning are why the Good County Lung Snatcher is still on the loose.
Good point, Coach. No more new cases. We could use some breathing room.
Oh, we forgot to check the breathing room.
Seems like the type of place we could find a few lungs.
No, Coach. That case isn't our main focus right now. Remember our talk about distractions? We don't like them.
Right. If someone comes up to me and says they found a bloody lung, I'll stop them and say, thanks, but no thanks.
Well, unless they are the Good County Lung Snatcher. Then you could tell them that the Good County Jailhouse is located next to the Yankee Candle in the West Wing.
Look, I know I should be more concerned about our false imprisonment, but the Doug County smugglers beat us every year. Coach Cain is a few pumps short of a filled basketball, yet he continues to strategically slam us on the court game after game.
Why don't we just call Coach Cain and talk this out? He's probably heard about the drama already. Plus, that guy loves talking.
Just what we needed. More talking.
Back in Static's office, Coach P.I.C.S holds the investigative app game phone up to his ear. An invisible line connecting Good County and Doug County vibrates.
Is my caller ID correct? Is this the Coach P.I. Charms Fiadelli?
Hey, Coach.
Wow! It's great to hear from you, buddy. You actually caught me with the twins mid-meeting, which means Jello shots! Why don't you hang up the phone and come over?
That sounds, but I can't come over right now. We're actually going through something that affects the big game on Friday.
Aw, crud. I heard.
You heard about it? Did someone make a post?
You've got a missing librarian. So sad. I hope she's safe and low sound in a place full of books.
Well, there is that, but that doesn't affect the big game.
I know the way it can. Currently, the plan is for ticket proceeds to go to the Barrow State Cancer Society. But let's give that money to the missing girl instead. She'll probably have a lot of bills to pay when she's found. We could give all of the concession sales to her. Merchandise sales. We could be doing so much more to raise funds. Know anything about cryptocurrencies?
No. Coach?
We should have the kids sell magazines. That's great. I don't know why we ever stopped doing that.
Because nobody reads magazines anymore. I'm 53 and even I know that.
People still start fires, Coach. Gift wrap! Now there's a paper that people still use.
Nobody buys the gift wrap. It's too expensive.
Gift wrap? Infused with cryptocurrency. We could do that. Right, fellas? Which one of you knows the gift wrap guy? Ah, that's right. Kevin is your cousin. And which one of you knows the guy who knows what crypto is?
Coach, are you there?
Coach! I'm kind of like a reverse Travis Bickle. I got some good ideas in my head. Hey, what if you and I collabed on a script that was like, what if Travis Bickle became a coach in between driving his taxi?
I'm a little too busy to work on a script.
We could call it Taxi Coach. You in? I've been really into paper lately, so this could be a great opportunity for me to work with it.
Coach, just tell him about the team.
Okay, Coach. Listen, you have a lot of ideas, and that's cool, but...
From one coach to another, I get that they're great ideas, but we haven't found one that's truly slam dunk. Yeah, I got a fun soundboard installed on my desk.
Geez, Coach, do you ever shut up?
Coach? Are you yelling at Coach Static? If so, I'm sorry to hear that.
Seriously, I'm telling you to stick a sock in it. I'm not working on a script with you, and I'm not coming over for jello shots. It's still morning, and we are opponents.
You don't mean that, do you, Coach? We're friends?
My team is playing against your team in 4 days, and I called to tell you that we are going to push the game because my team was poisoned.
That's just awful, Coach. Who would do such a thing? First, your team is poisoned. Second, someone told you we're opponents. Just awful.
Now my team can't practice. They're chock full of poison and alley-oop. So, sorry if I don't have time for the luxuries of college kid potent potables.
Did you say alley-oop? I've heard of that stuff. Isn't it supposed to make basketball players better at dribbling?
It's steroids for basketball players. FBI said a whole truck of it was found at the border of Barrow, and they're trying to frame me.
What interests me here, Coach, is that you have an entire team of hopped-up super soldier LeBron-style crazy-town basketball-playing 7 to 12-year-olds, and you want to cancel the game. That's crazy! People would pay good money to see those kids ball, and that money would mean so much to your poor librarian. This is money in the bank. Say, you know where we could get more alley-oop? Maybe even the odds a bit at the big Super Mutant Game fundraiser for the little librarian. That's the new name for the game, by the way. I'll have 500 banners made, and maybe a few t-shirts and koozies.
The parents already think I'm Satan. Do not think about giving this stuff to your kids.
Coach, I insist that the big Super Mutant Game fundraiser for the little librarian still happens. Your kids will be fine in 4 days. When I was a kid, no illness ever lasted more than a half hour or so. They're going to be passing like the Lakers with all that alley-oop and Powerade electrolytes running through their system. Body-enhancing drugs are what make sports great. They banned them in the MLB, and that's why basketball is America's favorite sport. Banning enhancement in basketball would be like banning shoes that make you taller. Or even like banning basketballs themselves.
That's not true. It's about skill and practice, not drugs. Please don't go searching for that stuff. I know you're gonna cite me as some sort of inspiration, and I don't need that right now.
Come on, Coach. Don't play coy. Play basketball. The audience would love a game full of juiced-up players. I would love it. The fellas would love it. Love is the world's most potent feeling. A divorced guy like me would know. Oh, Jimmy and Timmy just brought in more jello shots. Ooh, blue jello. That one has your name on it. Wow, you have a really long name.
I'm hanging up. If you actually show up with your team on Friday, we'll have to play what we got.
Yeah, we'll play no matter what. You could play that Coach Static if you want. Hospitalize my entire team. Our wonderful janitor will nurse each child back to health. Just give us a good game and let's help that librarian out.
Coach P.I.C.S hangs up the phone and runs his hands through the frazzled silver hair on his head.
Coach Cain isn't a breathalyzer. There's no way around him. The big game is gonna happen, team or no.
You think Cain could have poisoned the Powerade?
If he did do it, I would have gotten a lengthy apology. Maybe we should put a pin on him, stake him out. Sounds like he's serious about picking up some alley-oop, and he could be our connection to the source.
Coach Cain doesn't seem like the type of guy who would purchase drugs. He'd get someone else to do it for him.
His assistant coaches are connected guys. If Coach Cain wants alley-oop, his big doggies will go get it. New agenda. We follow them ASAP. Coach Cain is definitely getting his alley-oop purchase.
You think he cares so much about winning that he would drug his own kids?
Coach Cain couldn't give a benchwarmer's bottom about winning the big game. What he cares about is making it entertaining. And what's more entertaining than watching cranked-up child athletes? A lot of things. Just saying. I don't want anyone to think I'm pro-children taking drugs. I'm against it.
Coach, you don't have to prove anything. It's just me.
Just making sure you understand.
So, it's time for a stakeout?
That's right. This can't wait. But first, I gotta grease up my enhanced thighs for one-wheel riding. If you'll excuse me.
Coach P.I.C.S steps into the hallway bathroom with a round jar of Grenson's thigh cream. Head janitor Bug Greene peeks over the handicapped stall. The sneaky, jester-esque janitor gives the coach a shock.
Ah!
Welcome to my lab, Charm.
The stall door creaks open as Bug stays attached to it. He hops off the door and lands next to the stunned P.I.C.S.
You shouldn't be scaring people in the bathroom. Don't you know that can cause excretions?
Well, where else would I scare people? According to you, I should always be waiting for a turd to clean in the bathroom. As if there's nowhere else in this hole where people leave turds.
I never said that. I saw you in the closet yesterday. That's a different dirty location. Another place is the locker room shower, where you clip your razor-sharp nails like a human knife drawer. What if one of the kids heard you clipping away in there? How are you going to explain your reverberant audio file?
Hey, the clips fly all around. I need extra space for them to bounce.
Well, don't do it anymore. You could cut someone's throat with those things.
Oh, what next? You're gonna tell me I shouldn't use the hedge clippers on my toesy woesies? Get real, Charm.
Coach P.I.C.S looks into the bathroom mirror. He's noticing more gray on his face than usual. The bathroom's violent lighting reveals a steely frame and a furrowed brow.
Hello? Do you want to know what I'm doing in here? Or do you want me to get out so you can cream your thighs and powder your nose?
P.I.C.S turns to the sniveling janitor. A gleam in Bug's eye rubs him the wrong way. Now it's Bug's turn to be shocked, as P.I.C.S grabs him by the scruffs and slams him against the stall door.
Hey, I'm reporting you for this. I know a guy at the Better Business Bureau.
And I know a guy who's being annoying after I had to deal with an annoying guy. Now I'm doing to one of the annoying guys what I'd also like to do to the other annoying guy.
Coach Cain? Listen, you'd have never grabbed my scruffs in the first place if you knew I'd also been dealing with an annoying guy. The Doug County janitor, Mopberry Malone.
P.I.C.S releases his grip on Bug's scruffs.
Why didn't you say you were dealing with an annoying guy?
Because it just happened. Mopberry posted a mean message about me on the basketball janitor Discord. He said I was like if the kid from Blues Brothers 2000 grew up to be an impotent janitor. He added emphasis on blues.
You know, I don't even know what that means, and even I'm benched off.
It really lit a fire under my bucket. That's why I'm in here doing experiments on the blue.
Bug walks P.I.C.S into the handicapped stall. Bottles of cleaning supplies lie about. Broken mops pile up in the corner. Charts, maps, and a slew of ancient toilet paperback janitor literature line an ungainly bookshelf. A swirl of bright blue slowly moves in a toilet bowl.
Welcome to one of my many humble lavatory laboratories.
There wasn't so much stuff in here a few days ago.
I move from stall to stall. The board's agents catch on to me. I move to a new stall. You'll know which ones I've worked in if a camera's installed.
Just tell me what you found so I can cream up. My thighs are almost as dry as my wit.
I've run toilet tests and made an analysis of the blue.
Yeah. They put insecticide and alley-oop in the Powerade. I know. The FBI already did a little exposition dump for me.
But here's the thing. There's no insecticide in this batch. And it's not just alley-oop. It's super alley-oop.
Super? Like, super as in Super Pac-Man?
This is pure oop. Like if they skipped a few sequels to Steroids and released Steroids Part 5.
So why did the FBI say insecticide?
Well, they didn't lie. Their source for blue is the blown up guy. He had a mix of oop and insecticide in his system. I got that info from the FBI's janitor. We used to be on the same mop bucket team. This super alley-oop is a whole new ballgame.
Well, it still better be a basketball game.
It's a super basketball game. It's like someone entered a cheat code and turned on big head mode. But get this, there's good news. Your boy Toe Jam vomited out his gallbladder. He'll be able to play.
This revelation doesn't clean up my office, but it is one step closer to getting the job done.
Don't get cozy, Charm. I'm still reporting you to the Triple B for scruff grabbing. Now I'll let you cream your thighs and God knows what else. Enjoy your 20 to 30 minute bathroom break.
How did he know how long it takes me to use the bathroom?
End of part 3.
You know, there's a lot of people out there who think I care about my product. Wrong. Are you gonna shill out Grenson's thigh cream? No. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm on the run from Big Cream. They're after me! The thigh is the one spot they didn't think about on the body. Grenson's thigh cream is the only one that thought about it. Those pharmaceutical fools.
We're the only ones that make the thigh cream. They wish they could have it so bad, but they can't. Oh, they can't.
I have it all to myself.
You just between you and me, we're the only people here right now. Okay? Grenson's thigh cream was made for free thinkers, people who won't give in to big cream. And they're disastrous creams. Oh, you really want me face cream? My face is fine, pal. I'm gonna be honest with you. I used to be a part of the cream mafia. All right? They called me Grenson the grandson. All right? I used to believe that stealing from trucks full of cream was a good thing, and then selling that cream to back alley cream dealers was a good thing. But then I woke up one day. I said, you know what? Maybe what I'm doing is wrong and illegal. And also, I got some papers in my mail saying that I had to cooperate with the FBI. But I'm normal now, and I don't hurt people. Because there is a man who stands outside my house now. I'm a bona fide freak who doesn't care. Grenson's thigh cream. Hey, try this on for thighs.
Bro!